The newest entry to the high-end VR headset territory is the VIVE XR Elite. I saw it here in Las Vegas, and it's coming out really soon, in February. Now, if you've seen the MetaQuest Pro, which has mixed reality and eye tracking, and tries to push where VR and AR will intertwine, that's what the HTC VIVE headset is doing as well, but it's a little bit different. This doesn't have built-in eye tracking, although there will be modules for eye and face tracking later. But it does have the ability to do pass-through cameras in color, and has a depth sensor in front for mixed reality. We got to try a handful of experiences here, and you'll get to see a bunch of them. Some were standard VR, like one where I was scuba diving, one where I was punching little targets, and the background was not integral, but I could see things around me. My favorite one was Maestro, which was kind of like Beat Saber for conducting an orchestra, where I'm moving along with the notes and pointing, and then behind me I could see the audience. There wasn't much mixed reality there, but in the beginning it was really cool that I turned around in the room and there's this little check-in desk for the game that seemed to sprout from the room. I want to see more of that and what's possible. So the couple of mixed reality demos I had were really quick and really kind of surface ones. But it wasn't like there were things in the room that were sprouting up that I was interacting with. Now, this VIVE Elite XR is totally capable of that. It has a depth sensor, which is more than the Quest Pro has, so it could potentially measure spaces and put stuff in those spaces. But right now I didn't really see stuff that really blended reality that much. It was more that I could see reality around me. One thing that's really different with this is its size. This is considerably lighter and smaller than the Quest Pro. It's about half the weight. And you can feel, it almost feels more like a pair of glasses. Detach the battery pack in the back and it's smaller still. It folds up into a little compact travel tube. That's cool. What's not cool? It doesn't work with my glasses prescription. So it turns out these don't fit over glasses. They're meant to be worn without them in a growing trend that looks to have either prescription inserts or adjustment dials. This does something called a diopter that dials from 0 to -6 in prescription right in the headset. Super cool if you're in that prescription range. I am a -8.2 or so in prescription, very nearsighted, and I'm a little left in the dust. I had two options: squeezing these glasses into the headset, which I could just about do and it felt uncomfortable, or not wear them and feel like I had an immersive experience that was a little fuzzed out. I would really like companies to solve this. Now, it's not HTC only that's going into this question, this kind of conundrum. We have a lot of companies making AR glasses and other things. Please, solve my eyesight. I know I'm an outlier. I don't want to have to wear contacts. But the experiences in this show that, yeah, sure, with a Steam VR connection on PC or with apps, there's a growing number of VR headsets that are dabbling in mixed reality. At $1099 though, this price is expensive, even if it's less than the Quest Pro. But it does show that HTC is growing towards a more glasses-like form, acknowledging that AR is the end goal. You're seeing VR developers go towards AR, you're seeing smart glass makers go towards AR. They're aiming to meet in the middle sometime. Maybe in a bunch of years. Anyway, that's what we're seeing right now, and we look forward to seeing more in a full review. If you have any questions, let us know below in the comments. Thanks for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe.